monitor our torques as they come up, please. Okay, are we clear?
Straight up, then we need to come up a little more.
Chapter 7, tank.
Easy up, we're clear. Easy right, we're clear. Door will remain open?
Yeah, keep the door open, Roger.
You're with the crew of a Coast Guard helicopter on a rescue mission near Seattle.
Okay, I'm staying at about 200 feet with all the traffic.
Today, I'll be the one rescued by the crew of this flying lifesaver.
He's getting his gloves on, his pins are on now, he's got a mask and head stock on. It should be in just a minute.
I have the advantage of wearing a dry suit to protect me from the bone-chilling cold.
How cold is this water again?
The water is a beautiful 52 degrees.
I couldn't be in this water very long and survive, right?
Without the suit you're in, you would probably last about 20 minutes. That's why in the Pacific Northwest, the search and rescue folks, we can't wait. If there's people in the water, we have to go now, and we got to get them out.
Rescue checklist part 2 is complete, ready for a free fall deployment or rescue swimmer.
Okay.
I should just jump off and swim away?
With the crew in the H-65 standing by, it was time for me to take the plunge.
All right.
The dry suit did its job, but with my hands and head uncovered, I could tell instantly how the cold water would quickly incapacitate a victim.
Roger, on hot mic with target in sight, checking swimmer.
Rescue swimmer James McLaughlin prepared to jump into the bay.
Scott, you got the target in sight?
Roger, I have target in sight.
There is constant communication among the crew. The pilot and co-pilot must keep an eye on air traffic and their position as they approach the victim in the water.
Been a hornet's nest up here.
The flight mechanic who operates the hoist is their link to the rescue swimmer.
Easy forward. Hold.
From 15 feet above the water, the rescue swimmer jumped in.
Swimmers in the water. Swimmer's okay. You're clear to move back and left.
Rescue swimmers willingly jump out of the warm helicopter into the cold ocean, but they're trained to survive on their own. If the helicopter is low on fuel or the people need to get to the hospital right away, we might just kick out a raft and leave the swimmer and come back for him as soon as we can.
The swimmer got to me in a flash. Over the noise from the helicopter, he told me it might feel like he was putting me in a stranglehold, but to relax, he'd keep me above water.
There's the connection. Hoist the connection to the basket. I'm going to be bringing her outside the aircraft.
Meanwhile, up in the helicopter, the delicate balancing act goes on as the flight mechanic gets the basket ready.
Basket is outside the aircraft. We had it ready for pickup signal. Roger. Roger, we got a thumbs up ready for pickup. Easy forward and right.
The flight mechanic talked the pilot into position and lowered the basket into the water.
Basket's going down. Forward and right 40. Basket's going down. Basket only 5 feet off the water. Forward and right 30. 5 feet off the water. 3 o'clock. Easy back. Paying a little bit of cable. Swimmer is at the basket this time. Easy back.
The pilot kept the helicopter steady as the swimmer guided me into the basket. Any sudden movement of the helicopter could slam the basket into us. For the pilots, this takes the utmost concentration.
That's good. You should have them in sight.
I have them in sight.
Roger, we got a thumbs up ready for pickup. Easy forward and right.
Okay.
Easy forward and right. And she's clear to water. Clear to move back and left. Chief is at 3 o'clock.
Under the helicopter, it was like the eye of a tornado. Drops of water felt like bullets, and the noise was incredible. Yes, the ride up is scary. I was warned to keep my hands inside, so if the basket banged against the helicopter, they wouldn't be crushed. But when the basket started swinging, I desperately wanted to hang on.
Basket is at the cabin. Bring the basket inside. Okay, I'm going to be hollering at her here for a second. Okay, I'm going to have you climb out of this basket right through this little opening. You're going to sit right in the seat.
Getting out of the rotor wash was a relief. I was cold, and I felt like I'd been in the water a long time. I was stunned to find out that from the time I jumped in to the moment I was lifted out of the water, less than 4 minutes had gone by. It was now the swimmer's turn. No basket for him. He was lifted in a rescue sling.
Roger, swimmer's on the deck if you want to start forward air taxi. Okay, it's going.
Here we go.
So you willingly jump out into that? I love my job, ma'am.
When you save people's lives, it doesn't get a whole lot better than that.
Doesn't get any better. There's nothing more rewarding or challenging than my job.
Flying a mission like this takes skill and teamwork.
Nobody does it by themselves, not the swimmer, not the pilot, not the flight mech. It takes all of us acting in unison and as a team to pick anybody up out of the water.
Even though this was a drill, I was glad to get in the helicopter. I can only imagine the relief that real victims feel when they know they've been saved.
They'll come up to the helicopter with a big smile on their face, and you know they're happy, you know there's a lot of gratitude in them, but you see how hard it is to talk without this intercommunication system. So we don't hear the thank yous, there's no hugs. The newspaper will say it's the Coast Guard that rescued somebody, so as far as we're concerned, we're just part of the team that goes out there and saves lives.